is up, my AoE anarchist Risen Dragon here with another fun video for you today. And today we are playing as the Celts again against a guy named Bucky. That's a surname. Their nickname was not appropriate for me to share on YouTube, but anyways, Bucky is their name, and we are on Arabia. We're playing against the Mongols. And this, I will say, was not one of my cleaner games. As you'll see, had some issues in Dark Age, as you're going to see in a minute. I'm not really sure kind of where we had the issue, though. I think we just got stalled off. We didn't notice we're idling the TC quite a bit. And when we idle the TC even more, I think we just didn't produce vills enough. But anyways, they get housed a little bit, but they also go up to feudal. That's the thing about Mongols. They have a really quick, they can have a really quick Dark Age due to their hunting bonus. We get kind of chased around. The scout gets chased around a little bit. We definitely did not do well in this game when it came to idle TC time. So, needless to say, kind of a standard-ish fare for both sides, as far as like build orders are concerned. And now we're just gonna bump it up to 2.5 speed. So now we're into the into feudal, of course, and start to get walled off. And I could not find the edge here, as you see. This is what it looked like for me. I wasn't quite sure kind of what was over here, and I didn't really try to go. But as you'll see, it doesn't really matter all that much. But here's the cool part about this, is we actually start to get production going right away. We get man-at-arms and we get supplies, which of course supplies cuts down on the amount of time that not amount of time, the amount of gold, I believe, or food is the one that's cost. So we chase their scout and spear around a little bit, and I'm glad I produced some spears, because again, against the Mongols, which are mostly a cavalry civ to begin with, spears are always a good idea. But the spears stayed at home. The spears stayed home in this game. And as you see, though, we actually learned from our last game when we went for a stable and did not really produce until much later. We actually get a few scouts going right away. Of course, idle TC time, I'm embarrassed by this. This is compared to my last game, this was not as good. I think it was the end of the day, and I was just a little on the tired side, but that's alright. So attention to detail, not the greatest in this game. But as you can see, we got some spears going on here, and eventually they go kind of off patrolling. We mainly focus a lot on getting our food production going. We do have, of course, the scouts here, but of course, where we lost ours, now we got to go scout. We use them to scout. Now, the cool thing about the Celts, and I'm not including a Civ Tech video or segment on this, because I kind of feel like we did that in the previous video. If you want to go watch my previous video on the Celts, please do so. But anyways, the thing about this is Bucky has, even though we've idled the TC quite a bit, we've got 5 villagers in hand here, and we do find their base. We find their way under a tower. We almost find our way under the TC. Could I have taken some pot shots here? Yeah, maybe. But I was like, nah, you know what? Let's just regroup. But already we've got a pretty large army compared to them. And our pop is also up there too. 9 more than our good friend Bucky. Not sure what Bucky was going for here. The score is somewhat deceiving though, and I kind of want to pause this too, because if you look at this, I have 40 pop to 28 pop, and look at the score here. The score is, if we look at this, their economy is a lot better than mine. But if you look at our score, actually our economy's pretty good too. I don't know why their military is higher, but our tech is a bit lower though. So that was definitely something that I have to get better at as well. So the score doesn't always mean anything, and in this case, we have the better economy but lower tech scores. They have the slightly worse economy but higher tech scores. So they were clearly going for upgrades and all that. So let's get back to the game. Notice too, I haven't gotten double bit yet, nor have I gotten any of the mill upgrades. I don't think I've gotten that either. So that's really hurting me at the moment. And I had to market so I can start, kind of spending my gold and stuff. I also put a guard tower here, or watchtower here, just to protect the wood line. Because I'm recognizing that wood is my most important thing. And now finally I go double bit in horse collar. That's got to get in a little sooner. Make these farms a little more efficient. Make our lumberjacks a little more efficient as well. So, but again, I kind of focus a lot on military in this game. My men-at-arms go forward. As you see, now we're up to 10 as far as the military is concerned. They're already going up to castle. So they're going to hit it around 20-minute mark, and the forging also comes in as well. We don't even have a blacksmith up at this point. But now we start to throw some people onto stone. I put in a wall here because I'm like, didn't really explore that too much. My scouts find their way under the TC. One of them dies. That one just barely escapes. But this one kind of goes around. And makes it theirs, and I get attacked by wild animals. That lion just bothers me for a little bit. But again, when you have the military advantage, that's when you want to try to push. And notice too, they've got 27 vills. They're at like 29 pop. I'm like just putting stuff down. I'm just like, all right, I'm going for it. I'm getting aggressive here. And I kind of feel like that's the name of the game. Also, too, I would not recommend putting a lumber camp on a forward wood line here. Probably should have gone back here, but that's neither here nor there. But notice, too, even though my idle TC got really high in the Dark Age, we didn't really idle it much in the in feudal. So, and also, too, yeah, our pop is a bit higher. We're going up to castle, and my production buildings really aren't producing. But as you're going to see, this becomes more of an asset than a liability. So yeah, they get bloodlines. And notice too, their pop just does not go much higher. I've got 12 more villagers. I do get a blacksmith going. Production buildings not producing, but I mean we got some down in the early phases of the age, so I'm not overly disappointed in that at all. But also too, now and here's where I start to produce, and I'm attacking their stable. I just I'm like, all right, I'm gonna fire a warning shot across the bow here. I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna attack your stable. I'm gonna get your attention. We're gonna go from there. Forging comes into play. They have a scout that comes out, and I'm just like, yeah, you're. I lose one. Oh no, I took it out. So cool stuff. We hit castle, and yeah, they throw down some camel riders, which I was like, that's an interesting choice. I think maybe they were looking to take out the scout. But finally I get loom, I get forging, I get fletching, which, as you're going to see, actually does come into play. Because the watchtower gains a little bit more range. And his camel's going down. Is that a spear? Yeah, that's a spear right there. That's fun stuff. They take out my camel. They get a few more eco kills, but now I'm really doing a number on this stable. I get wheelbarrow. I get scale mail. Not producing units though. But at this point, I'm just like, it doesn't really matter. There I go, more man-at-arms. At this point, I'm just like, well, all right, well, we'll take it as it comes. Also, too, floating a lot of wood. I got to convert that into food next time. But also notice, too, we haven't idled the TC much since that initial stoppage, and we're actually now starting to pull ahead a little bit as far as the score is concerned. So kind of the long-term Celt play comes into play, and I raise the stable, and then there's the camel. Also, too, they did build another TC here, and we throw a castle right in their face as quickly as we can. We throw a castle right there. We take our people off of stone, and we just go from there. Also, too, a little bit of an open space here. Idle the TC more. But the castle here, definitely, kind of right outside of their main base here. I'm going to take off Fog of War. Just so you saw what I saw. I like doing Fog of War. Just so you can kind of get into my head and what I'm trying to do. But anyways, we start to get the castle here, and they walk across the lake. What happens there? So now we've ranged their front wall here, and I don't even think they see this. I don't think they see this at all. I want to see it from their point of view. Yeah, they don't see this at all. Yeah, they don't see it at all. So now that's crucial right there. So they don't see me throwing the castle up. And also, too, we throw a forward siege in there, too, so that our siege doesn't have to go much further. As far as population is concerned, we're still ahead. Again, idling the TC a little bit more than I would like to. We're gaining Bodkin Arrow and Iron Casting, so now these are more efficient, and also, too, this ranges a little bit more. And as you can see, it's going to make a huge difference. Look at this wood line right here. This wood line is going to be toast in a minute. And there it is. Now we are gapping, or now we're ranging these villagers here, and they start to go down. One of them went down, and now we start attacking houses, and we get Woad Raiders going, and ooh, yeah, brutal. Did I get another one? Yeah, I got another eco kill. How cool is that? So now my vills come in and build a second TC, and we find our way into the base. So here we go. Take out a bunch of walls too. That was a fun way of doing things. We start going after houses, and yeah, we're up to 18 for our military. And now the castle comes in. But notice it does not range my own castle. We're a little bit behind on the eco kills, or not eco kills, but on the just the regular kills. In here, I'm just like, yeah, that castle's going up, and I'm gonna have to find another way in. But I do get a mango going. In fact, I get several mangoes going. I don't think you're gonna see the. But notice too, yeah, okay, so here, we're just ranging the castle. We're just barely ranging it because we've got the extra range. So, that's pretty cool right there. And we get the mangoes going here. This one, unfortunately, does find its way under the castle, and it goes down pretty quickly. We just kind of want to, just a little bit of an oof moment on my part, but we get another mango up and running. And here, I'm like, alright, where can I try to attack? And I remembered where my last game was. Bear in mind, this is what I see. So now, I try to redirect my troops to go under. They do go under the castle, and they get away. So now, I remember, oh, wait a minute, we've got an inn up here, and that's exactly what we do. We go for the other side of it. Now, the only bummer is that castle is not really on a hill or anything like that, but it is very forward. And they're going to have a hard time getting around it if they want to break out of the base. But I do want to point out, they do set up a secondary kind of base right here. They got step lancers here. And this does become a little bit of an issue back home. I've been focused a lot on the offense, but I'm in the base. As you saw back home, I've got triple barracks. And I start taking out farms. I'm just brutal. I take out farms here. And, you take out the production stuff. And they come in with the step lancers. They start attacking my stable. They've got some rams here. And they have a lion that's attacking their ville. But again, the castle stays there. And my siege is still right there. Plus, we're on 2 TCs as well. So right here, this is where I'm like, ooh, do we have a little bit of a problem here? I loot, but watch this. Okay. Get a guard tower going. We get we defend pretty well at home, actually. We defend very well at home. And we start taking out we got all the spears coming in. I probably should have upgraded those to pike. I didn't. Oh yeah, I do get the upgrade. The pike upgrades coming in. So we take out their step lancers. We start doing all those things. So we defend very well at home. And now, do we get to see Celts eat TC? Let's see. Do they get to eat the TC? The Woad Raiders are doing a pretty dang good job right there. But I moved them out of the way. And here, as you've seen, we've repelled the attack at home. And then Bucky calls the GGs, which I think if you look at it, that was the right call on his part. I've got the forward castle. I've got the positioning. I got the mangoes coming in the TC. The Celts don't eat the TC again, but again, we didn't really need to eat TC today to make that work. I will say, though, not our cleanest game. This was not a very clean game on my part, as you can see when we go to the stats. This was definitely not the cleanest game that we have done. In fact, even though I was ahead in military and economy, their tech was better. And we also had the equal society score. But this is where I'm a little bit pleased with myself. Yes, they had a higher kill-to-death ratio than we did, but not by much. And I think that we probably mismanaged our military a little bit. We didn't get the pike upgrade till much later. But we were able to repel it quite a bit. And also, too, I'm really proud of my Vils. They repelled that attack at home, that counterattack at home, and did a very good job. Eco-wise, we were better with eco, with wood, food, gold, and stone. They gained and spent more gold. And we were about equal with bought and sold stuff. As far as tech is concerned, they were up before. We were way up higher because of the fact that Mongols have such an easier time getting up to feudal because of their hunt bonuses. There was definitely an advantage, but that's the thing, is Bucky just didn't take advantage of the early thing. If I am playing Mongols, which I don't do very often, by the way. I'm not a huge cav civ person. I'm becoming a lot more in line with like men-at-arms and militia stuff. So, or infantry, I should say. Infantry and cavalry are definitely a good combo, but pair that with the siege of the Celts, and it's good stuff. So, anyways, they go up before we do both times, but. Again, research count, we had more in that regard. Society, we had more villagers. They had the same amount of castles. Actions per minute, he dominated. I mean, that's really where I'm struggling, is actions per minute. Yeah, we were tied on the military, but his eco, they really focused a lot on the eco as far as that was concerned. So going back real quick, looking at the worker efficiency, I was more efficient later in the game. Then, let's see, what was the timer on this? Yeah, I was more efficient like towards the end of the game, and they were more efficient. I clicked it. Yeah, I'm just. All right. I don't know what that means, but basically, early in the game, that's where I did the peak actions per minute and whatnot. So overall, not our cleanest of matches, but we were still able to pull off the win, and I think that's kind of where I'm seeing a lot of improvement in my game, is even when I don't execute well, I'm still finding ways to win and finding ways to execute. So I hope you like this video. The big thing that I want to take away is you're putting a defensive castle right in their faces. I mean, that's really super, super aggressive. They had to go defense. Put them on their back foot as soon as you possibly can in castle. You're going to have good luck, especially at a lower level, I feel, which we are. We're up to 666. Nice number. So really happy about that. Hope to get a few games in tomorrow. Going to focus on Magic the Gathering tonight and focus on the new set. So hope you like this video. Please like, please subscribe, leave commentary. Let me know what I could have done better. And until next time, my AoE anarchists, happy hunting. See you on the battlefield.